Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening. My name is Muhammad Rizaldin. In this video, I'm going to show you about language, dialect, and varieties. Learning objective. At the end of this lesson, students are expected to be able to explain about language and dialect, describe about regional and social dialect, different style, register, and belief, analyze speech based on regional and social dialect. Lesson 1. What is language? Language is an abstract system of symbol and meaning of governed by grammatical rule. There are two main aspects of language, spoken language and written language. Orality is the primary aspect of a language since the function of writing and reading follow speaking and listening. Language is purely human, non-instinctive method of communicating idea, emotion, and desire by means of voluntary produced symbol by Edward Safir 1921. Language variation. The term linguistic variation refers to regional, social, and contextual difference in the way that a particular language is used. Variation between language, dialect, and speaker is known as interspeaker variation. Variation within the language of a single speaker is called intraspeaker variation. All aspects of language are subject to variation. Variation in language used among speaker or group of a speaker is notable criterion or change they may occur in pronunciation, word choice, or even preference for particular grammatical patterns. Variation is a principal concern in sociolinguistics. It has been discovered that variation is typically the vehicle of language change. Language varieties. Language variety refers to the various forms of language triggered by social factors. Language may change from region to region, one social class to another, situation to situation, individual to individual, and this actually change result in the varieties of language. Lesson 1.2. What is a dialect? Dialect is a version of a language spoken in particular geographical area or by a particular group of people. This could also be explained as a social or regional variety of a language distinguished by a grammar, pronunciation, or vocabulary. This is especially a way of speaking that differs from the standard variety of language. Factors that contribute to variation of dialect: social situation, occupation, age, geography, education, gender, social status or class, and ethnicity. Language versus dialect. Language and dialect. The stigmatization of the term dialect, like I don't speak dialect. In reality, all speakers of English speak some dialect, regardless of its social status. Most speakers use variety of different dialect of style in different situations, like writing, colloquial speak, formal speech. Language and dialect. What the difference between language and dialect? First, variety is term used to replace both term. Variety is some linguistic shared item which can uniquely be associated with some social item. Lesson 2. Regional dialect and social dialect. Regional dialect, also known as regiolect or topolect, is a distinct form of a language spoken in particular geographical area. In the form of speech transmitted from parent to a child is distinct regional dialect. That dialect is said to be the child vernacular. For example, Bogor dialect, Jawa dialect, Medan dialect, and so on. Social dialect. Social dialect is a language variant used by certain social group and is often used as a marker of social strata. This social group refers to group of people who have similarities in social fields such as education, economy, work, and other. One example is that the community dialect in the office is different from that in the market and so on. Social dialect versus regional dialect. Social dialect have different in use of language due to social class discrepancies, social barrier. Distance is not important factor. The distinction is not clear cut, can be easily influenced by external factor. And the opposite, regional dialect, difference in use of language due to geographical discrepancies. Geographical barriers, distance is an important factor. The distinction is cleared out, not easily influenced by external factor. Lesson 3. Differentiate style, register, and belief. Differentiate style, register, and belief. First, register. A set of language, vocabulary, grammar, phonology, etc. Suited to a particular social setting, used in particular for higher and lower level of formality. Style. The totality of choice used in composing text, either a written document or spoken language. Belief is a system of idea or ideology. Some people believe that certain language is a lack of grammar. We can speak English without accent. Lesson 4. The speech based on regional dialect and social dialect. The speech based on regional dialect and social dialect. First, the speech based on regional and social dialect are adjusted to a group of certain strata class. A speaker should know who are their audience so they can that he can adjust his dialect based in what they study, age, and economical level. And this is the mapping of the language to the dialect, and the dialect become regional dialect and social dialect. I think that's all for me. Thanks for watching my video and good night. See you again.